I am super excited for this one. We're just one day away from opening day. Well, opening day part 2, that is. But in this video, I'm going to be predicting the award winners for 2024. Also at the end, I'll be predicting the World Series matchup and who will win the World Series in 2024. So watch out for that. So sit back, relax, grab a tasty beverage and some popcorn, and let's get into it. To start off the video, let's get my MVP predictions out of the way. Over in the American League, we have quite a few guys who can nab the award. Guys like Julio Rodriguez, Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt, among others. I just have a gut feeling that this is Juan Soto's year. Coming over in a blockbuster trade with the Padres, Juan Soto struggled in Petco Park last season. His home-away splits made that very, very clear. Last season in his home game, Soto hit .240 with a .398 on base and a .429 slugging, giving him a home OPS of .827. Now those are still respectable numbers, but on the road he absolutely raked. On the road in 2023, Soto hit .307 with a .422 on base and a .604 slugging, giving him a road OPS of .1026. Those are just night and day comparisons. So it's no doubt Petco Park had a negative effect on Soto's overall offensive numbers. In my opinion, with Soto now hitting in a notorious hitter's park like Yankee Stadium, we could see an MVP caliber player. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Soto popped off and hit 40 to 45 homers with his typical on-base numbers. If Soto can do that, I think he'll run away with the AL MVP. This is definitely a close race and Soto doesn't run at all, but I don't think it matters. I think this is Soto's year. Now over in the NL, it's the same story for me. We have a ton of players who have the ability to win the MVP award, but one guy stands alone as my pick for NL MVP. And that player is Ronald Acuna Jr. Shocking, I know. Shame! Acuna had a mammoth season in 2023 in which he created the exclusive 40-70 club. I just cannot put into words just how insane that is. Now, like I said in my NL MVP prediction video earlier, I don't think he'll do that same thing again. But what I do think he can do would come close. I just have a strong feeling that barring any injuries this year, he can have a 40-40 season. Now, if he did that, I don't think it's a debate at all that he should be the NL MVP. Nobody's ever done that before in the history of baseball, and he's one of the small few that I think could pull it off. Acuna possesses massive power and speed upside. The other thing that I think helps his cause is that Shohei Ohtani won't be pitching at all this year. I do think Ohtani is Acuna's closest competition, but in 2024, I think Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the odds-on favorite to win his second consecutive MVP. Up next, I've got my AL and NL Cy Young predictions. I really wanted to pick some guys like Pablo Lopez or maybe even a Corbin Burns, but I just have a gut feeling about Castillo in 2024. Last season was another great year for Castillo where he posted a 3.34 ERA with 219 strikeouts. He had an ERA plus of 121 and a whip just barely over 1. What I love most about Castillo is he possesses a hard fastball to go along with a nasty changeup. He doesn't walk very many hitters and has a K/9 over 10. I'll go ahead and put up a graphic of his baseball savant as well. Castillo is just straight up nasty and headlines a strong Mariners rotation. If the Mariners can play well this season and Castillo can continue his run of dominance, I think he could be the Cy Young winner this season for the American League. Over in the National League, I'm going against my better judgment and picking Tyler Glasnow. Now, we all know that Glasnow has an extensive injury history. He pitched a total of 120 innings last season, which is currently his career high. What we also know is that when he's on the field, he's dominant and can be as good as anybody in all of baseball. Last season, Glasnow pitched in 120 innings with an ERA of 3.53. He struck out 162 batters and had a whip at 1.08. What I also love is his FIP stood at just 2.91. So he was a lot better than what his 3.5 ERA showed. All in all, I love his blazing fastball coupled with his Bugs Bunny curveball. He was also traded to the LA Dodgers this offseason, so he'll have a ton of opportunities for wins. For me, it all comes down to health. If he can stay healthy and maybe put up 150 or 160 innings, he's going to be in the running for NL Cy Young. I think he takes that leap forward and wins it this year. For my AL Rookie of the Year choice, I've got to go with my boy Jackson Holliday. I know it's the popular choice to pick a guy like Wyatt Langford, and I totally understand that. That kid is a stud and could very well win the Rookie of the Year. I just have a feeling Jackson Holiday is going to come up and be great. Unfortunately, he won't start this season in the majors, but it won't be long until he gets the call up. Holiday made it all the way to AAA last season where he wasn't amazing, but still showed solid production. Holiday also raked this year in spring training. I'll go ahead and put his spring stats up for you guys. Realistically, I could see him playing in maybe 120 to 130 games this year. With his hitting ability and speed potential, I think he has what it takes to win AL Rookie of the Year. Over in the National League, I'm choosing another Jackson. It's Jackson Chourio of the Milwaukee Brewers. Earlier in the offseason, the Brewers signed him to an 8-year deal worth $82 million.
I see this as an absolute win.
Not too shabby for a 20-year-old. He was also not surprisingly told that he would start the year with a major league club. Chourio has elite batting tools to go along with good speed and base running. Last year between AA and AAA, he hit 22 home runs to go along with 44 steals. In spring this year, he's done quite well as well, hitting .323 with 4 RBIs and 2 steals and 62 at-bats. I love Chourio this season and definitely think he could be your NL Rookie of the Year. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to give you guys my World Series team predictions, along with who I think is going to win it all. Over in the National League, I'm picking the juggernaut Atlanta Braves. I know, going with the obvious team, but I mean, how could you debate this? They're just so good. Overall, it's not too hard to understand why they are so good. I mean, just look at this lineup. They have all-stars at almost every position. Guys like Acuna, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, and a stud catcher in Sean Murphy. Over on the pitching side, they've got studs like Max Fried, Spencer Strider, who many say is the best pitcher in baseball. Simply put, I love Atlanta, and I think they are your National League representative in the World Series. For your American League team, I'm picking the Baltimore Orioles. Similar to Atlanta, Baltimore has it all. I love their offense that includes guys like Adley Rutschman, Anthony Santander, and young studs like Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holiday. The pitching is looking solid too, especially with additions like Corbin Burns. I don't really see anybody challenging Baltimore except maybe Houston or the Yankees, but ultimately I think the Orioles have what it takes. Now for the big one, my World Series pick. Winning in 7 games, I'm picking the Atlanta Braves.
Alrighty then.
I just love Atlanta this season. That offense, along with having a Spencer Strider leading your pitching rotation, it's the Braves' year, baby. Well, that does it for my prediction video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys disagree with anything, please let me know in the comments below. But anyways, guys, baseball is almost here, and I couldn't be more excited. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!